Hi there, guys. From Surrey Sun here, back again with JD Yu-Gi-Oh! Brought to you by Mega Man. Now, guys, seriously, we got a deck profile today of my favorite deck I've ever played. Second favorite, I'd say. 6am still holds a special place in my heart. Rip MX Saber Invoker. God dang. Anyway, guys, we got Deskbots here now. I'm sure all of you remember him for Arc V being that really crappy deck that one kid played, whose name I forget. And we'll try to put in the description.
Nope.
No? Okay, never mind. Ignore me. So we're playing my version of Deskbots, which are strange. They're a going first deck. Now I know. Deskbots are an OTK deck. How can they go first? How does that make sense? Now, you're going to see some cards in this deck, and I'm going to tell you how I play it. It's very strange. I just actually recently, first turn, made a Nightmare Griffin, an Infinity, and a Saryuja. With 2 set cards. On first turn. That's shady. Yeah, you should all mock him in the comments.
Eat me.
So we're gonna start on off. So I don't really have a side deck with this deck. First off, anyway, I never really feel it's necessary to have one in this deck, but if you want to have one, it's pretty good. So we play.
Take out all the going first cards for going second card.
If you want to, but this deck makes better boards going first.
True.
You play 1-0-0-1. He won't come up very often. You almost will never Synchro Nap Beast. You will probably once in a while Synchro Nap Beast. But if you do, you can make a 3500 beat stick level 1 with him. And then we play the best searcher in the deck, which is not a hard one to turn, and is so breakable. 3 2s. And what I've done is, I have done my link plays, set my scales, right? I linked into Queefort, and then I pendulumed my 005, popping my 005 in the scale, to summon Queefort again to get another search. And I've done this hundreds of times, and it's so fun. Popping your own cards to get your effects off. I've twin twisted my own scales, God knows how many times to plus with this deck. Because 2 of your scales have effects.
Well, that will come up later.
Besides your obvious search a Deskbot card effect when you special summon, he also has a really nifty effect. All machine types gain 500 attack and defense except for himself. Which really sucks for the except for himself. And then your best opening card ever in the deck is 003. He is the bread and butter of every OTK, almost every board you can make. He summons a Deskbot from the deck, unless you get ashed, I guess. You summon a Deskbot from the deck, and then his quick effect is you can target a Deskbot in the field. It gains 500 attack for every Deskbot card in the field. So, like, your scales, your field spell, all that stuff. And the usual play is you normal summon 3, and then you special 2 from the deck to get your search. And then you use Machine Dupe, which I'll show you later in a little bit.
A very stupid combo.
It's fun. And then you play 2 4s. I've been thinking about bumping it up to 3. Unsure. But if you're stuck and you just can't break a board, and like they went first or whatever, and they make this, just summon him. And unless they have like a bunch of negates, or really good negates, or they're ancient gears, he's really hard to out. During the damage step, you can send a Deskbot from deck to the graveyard, and it gains attack times 500 equals to its level. I don't play him, but there is Deskbot 009, so you could, potentially gain 4,500 attack.
Damn, that's strong.
But you don't take any battle. The opponent doesn't take any battle damage.
For the rest of the turn.
For the rest of the turn. But when he kills a monster, you can summon 2 Deskbots of different levels in defense position from your graveyard. But it happens during the damage step, so 001 cannot trigger, because he says accept the damage step.
I mean, you can trigger 002 and do some bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. And then your Infinity plays 005. I'm sure JD Yu-Gi-Oh! Knows how much he loves this card.
Fuck it!
It's really just an MST when it's summoned. It gains 500 attack and defense, I believe, for every Deskbot in the scale, or in the extra deck. No, just attack. I was wrong. And when he's summoned, you can pop Spell Trap. And then if he dies in the Pendulum Zone as a monster effect, too, which is really nifty, It's in his monster effect. It's the bottom half. You get to summon a Deskbot from the grave. And it's really fun. And then you have the skill 1, 006. I play 2. A lot of people play 1 for some reason. Although not a lot of people play Despots, so you know.
Those 5 people.
Yeah, you could probably build this deck for like $40.
Not even.
Not even. The extra deck is where most of your money's going to go, and not even that much of it. He is a shield and sword.
Who?
He changes the attack position of a monster in the field when he's summoned. But when he dies in the scale, you can add a Deskbot from the graveyard to your hand.
Bullshit.
And then my favorite is 007. He does piercing. You can only attack him if, the only Deskbot you can attack is him. And he gains 500 attack for every Deskbot in the grave. Which is really big. Like, he can get massive. Play 2 of him for your, rank 7 plays, which I have a tendency to do more often than I probably should. And then I play 2 8s. I've been thinking about boosting 7 and 8 up, maybe, to 3. Taking out some other cards. Put 8, no scale effect, same effect with the attack gain, but it can make 2 attacks on Despots a turn, or on monsters a turn. And you can only target 008 with card effects if you're targeting Despot cards. And then we don't run 9. I hate 9, don't play 9.
Don't play 9.
We play the Symphonic Engine, a really smaller version of it, I guess, a little bit. So we play 3 guitars. When he's in the scale, you can ditch a card from your hand to summon a Symphonic, except for himself, from the grave. And then when he's normal summoned, which you almost never really do, you can special summon a Symphonic from the grave. Which on occasion comes up, but not very often. I have done some things with that. And then we play our Seraphinite and our Garnet at the same time. So when this card is special summoned or normal summoned that turn, you get additional normal summon. Which is really handy with the guitar. Sadly, all of your scales have the effect that you can only pendulum summon Despots, and that can't be negated. We play drums for our Nappies tuner. That's really what it's there for.
What's it do?
Oh, you can target a Symphonic on the great field. Changes the attribute pretty much. That's all it really does. It has another effect, which I honestly forget and never use. And then we'll go into the last monster, which a lot of people don't think I should play. Gen X Alley Birdman.
What's it
I needed another tuner. And when I got this deck, because I didn't build this deck by hand, I got it from somebody and upgraded it a lot. They had a Kakimura engine in here, and I hated it. It was trash. It wasn't machine dupable. It wasn't searchable. It sucked. And neither is Gen X Alley Birdman, but he's a free special summon. And he's a level 3 tuner, which helps you get your synchro plays that you do a lot in this deck. And we play the hand traps. Honestly, Ghost Ogre isn't that good in this format right now, but I still play it because I like it. 2 Ash, 1 Ghost. Maybe I'll boost it up to 3 Ash, or maybe a Droll instead. We'll see. But this is really it. I mean, you draw surprisingly a lot in this deck. So that's all the monsters, and then we go to spells. Now, this is where the deck kind of shines, is we play 2 Twin Twisters, because, you gotta play 2 twins. If I wasn't playing the Ogre, I guess I'd play 3. Oh, no, I'm not really a big fan of Twin Twisters. I got talked into it by JD Yu-Gi-Oh!
Hey man, OTK decks need spell and trap removal.
I'd play 1 Called, because I needed a filler card, and Cult was a good option. I play Base. Now, I never search it, really, unless I have to, because it kind of makes all Despots unmachine dupable. It gives 500 attack to all Despot monsters, which makes them unmachine dupable. And you will never resolve it, the full effect in this deck. It has an effect where you can shuffle Despots from your hand into the deck and draw the same amount of cards, but it also has another effect where if you banish 9 differently named Despots, you shuffle in the opponent's hand, grave,
field
back into their deck. And I have only ever resolved this one time, and I was playing a deck purposely to resolve it. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Upstart, because we're playing a 39 card deck with Upstart. And Monster Reborn, you can do those spicy plays with your Despots in the grave. And then we play 3 Machine Dupes. This will be Rarity Max soon. Don't you guys worry. We will have all Supers soon. But this is what you can target every Despot with Machine Dupe. All 500 attack till you get late game. Late game it kind of sucks, but you can do your crazy boards with Machine Dupe. And then the trap cards, the 4 of them that I play. I play 1 Solemn Warning because I don't like Judgment. If you like Judgment, you can play it. 1 Floodgate and 2 Bottomless. I've been thinking about maybe switching these two, 3 Bottomless or 3 Floodgate. I think one of those 2 would be better. That's the main deck. As you can tell, it can go both. Don't get me wrong, if I go second, it's not like this deck's at a hindrance. We're going to the extra deck. Now, this is, like I said earlier, I like to do some rank 7 plays more than I should, but we obviously have the Infinity, the Nova into Infinity. I'm not playing a fusion target for Nova in case he dies, but doesn't really come up all that often, I don't think. Flare Metal, because really affects spammy decks or a thing. And I've won games just sitting there in Flare Metal and laughing maniacally at my opponent. It's fun. Especially against Sky Strikers. And you can't be destroyed by card effects, so like, yeah.
They can't afterburner it.
It's great. It's beautiful.
Sucks if it's Widow Anchored.
Yes, but that's why we make Infinity too. And then I don't make it very often, but when I do, I win, is Hope Harbinger. Because I can move the attacks around, because if you didn't know, he's got that effect. And then if you have Hope Harbinger and Flare Metal for some reason that I can't ever seem to do.
With Infinity.
I've never been able to get all 3. I've been able to do combinations of them, but never all 3. So Hope Harbinger is really good, plus that spell negation. Baguska, because I have no better options, I don't really know what to put here. Any good suggestions, give me an option. So that's the Xyz, and then the links. Queen for Genius, because it's our generic machine link right now. I'm praying that new gadget link that just got announced for V-Jump is generic. It's a negate, and when you summon cards simultaneously to the 2 zones it points to, which could be your Pendulum or your Machine Dupe, which I have done. You get to search level 5 or higher machine, which is a quarter of the deck. And we play the Link 2 effect, Underclock Taker, because he's JD Yu-Gi-Oh's that I stole from him, and he still keeps forgetting to take it back.
Can I have it back?
No. And he's really fun. So Yuja, because, funny little story, I had pulled a Saryuja, and I had traded this entire deck, not this current model, for a Saryuja. I played it in a box tournament, won a Saryuja from that box at Double Daggers where we play at. And then we went to a regionals, and I forgot my Saryuja. Entered my deck list, and from those packs, pulled a Saryuja. Yes. And because he wasn't on my deck list, I traded it. And then the next tournament, I forgot to put my Saryuja again, and I won the box again. And then I won another Saryuja. So,
damn.
Yeah. And we play Borreload because he's fun. I love Borreload.
He breaks boards.
He does break boards. You wouldn't think it, but he does. And then, the newest addition to this extra deck, Nightmare Griffin. Like I told you guys, it is possible to do a Saryuja, a Griffin, and an Infinity with 2 back row. SJD Yu-Gi-Oh!
Fucking hated it.
And then the Synchros, which I think are the spiciest. First off, we have our Nap Beast.
I love Kabla.
Nap Beast is delicious. Then we have our level 6, our Stardust Assault Warrior. He's our draw. And then we play Meteor Burst for OTKs. Because first off, they can't activate Mirror Force or anything when you text, but you can also summon your Scales from your extra deck, which then I've scaled 2 5s, synchroed this, summoned a 5 to pop a 5 to get a summon to search. We play Black Rose now to just nuke the field. If you wanted a better alternative, I would say Fate Dragster if you felt like playing the stall game a little bit more, but I like the Black Rose. And then, surprisingly, the best boss monster I've ever played is Scarlight, because you can pop everything in your deck for burn. I have probably won 8 games in time because of him. Plus, Firecracker's a thing.
Firecracker!
Firecracker. A little meme between us right now. Maybe we'll put that up. That'd be fun. Sorry about kind of the rush deck profile. I've been meaning to make this deck profile for a while now, but I just haven't.
Are there any changes you would like to make to the deck?
The Baguska. Somebody find something for it. Maybe take the Ogre... 3 Ash... Oh. Hi, everybody. Maybe the Ogre, probably put a Droll in. The trap cards, the 3 Bottomless or the 3 Floodgate. Maybe even Torrentials if you really felt like eyeballing it. And then the FA Dragster.